Let's make sure that everything is up and running. Everything looks like it's running. Let's go ahead and get this started, ladies and gentlemen. I got a photo shoot to be a part of. A lovely, wonderful family photo shoot. And then afterwards, I got to record the episode for One Piece for you guys. And I'm putting this full screen so that way I don't get spoiled for anything in chat. That's probably what I'm going to be doing from now on. Whenever I get these streams started, I'm going to full screen the chapters so that if people are reading ahead of me, they don't exactly spoil anything for me in chat, because there have been people who have attempted but failed because I had it full screen at the time and I didn't even know until after the fact. Luckily, I got moderators in chat who can monitor things. Thank you, Karma, if you're here. But onwards to the next chapter of My Hero Academia. Yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here to bring you yet another chapter of My Hero Academia. In the last chapter of My Hero, Compress pretty much used his own quirk on himself, pretty much lacerating his entire body in order to free himself, in order to rescue both Spinner and Shigaraki. So, and saying that it was going to be his first and final performance. So, it's time to see what that actually transcribes to. In chapter 295, Tenacious. And then we got Midoriya here, still bloodied and bruised from trying to face down Shigaraki earlier. Boy, I can't wait to see that animated. Wake up. And someone woke up. Ah! Huh? I blacked out? Dabi's heat blast knocked me back, and I fell back, and then... Where's Todoroki? And then it shows Todoroki knelt down on the ground. There! Phew, he's alive. It happened again. That same stabbing sensation in my head. Could it be danger sense? All Might had notes about this. It was the fourth quirk. The ability to sense danger. That's his quirk? That's very useful if you're going to be a hero. But I haven't done any training with this one yet, so it just sort of burst out like Black Whip. My head's killing me. This one takes a huge toll. Hard to stay conscious. And then we have Compress, literally allowing his body to pretty much just fall apart as the millions faces off against both him and Best Jeanist. The curtain rises on the first and final escape artist performance of Mr. Compress. And then Lemillion hits him square in the face. And wait, what? What is he saying? Huh? At least give me a moment to unleash my disembodied buttocks in your general direction. Upon arrival, I spotted a large gathering of Nomu in the distance. Since Nomu follows Shigaraki's orders, it stands to reason that he could control them if he woke up again. But he's fading in and out of consciousness, not entirely lucid. If we can rouse him properly, he can command the Nomu to engineer a turnabout. I had to buy time, cause he sealed both. He compressed both Spinner and Shigaraki in one marble. I had to buy time for Shigaraki and Spinner. No more magic tricks up my sleeves. The plan is in their hands, in the hands of fate itself. I could only provide time and a diversion. What's more, I snuck Dabi into the folds of your scarf. So, Spinner has Dabi in his scarf. And Lemillion is trying to punch him. So please, Spinner, you're Shigaraki's most devoted follower. I am merely the assistant, while you two are the main act. There was no guarantee here. When I have the whole family on me, I feel so sick I want to vomit. Oh wait, this is Shigaraki. This is Shigaraki speaking. When I have the whole family on me, I feel so sick that I want to vomit. But I also kind of feel at peace. It's weird. Yo, in the pants of Shigaraki, it looks like one of the hands he usually has on. Inside your beaten-up, half-melted suit, I spotted that thing, all burned and squashed. It's like there's a lump of lead deep down in my heart, providing an endless source of rage that bursts out. If only you'd remember that rage. And as the cords come around Shigaraki and Spinner and Lemillion bears down on him with Compress in tow, Spinner puts the hand on Shigaraki's face. And Shigaraki... Is that his quirk working? And Shigaraki's quirk starts to work. And then there's a massive wave of, I don't know, energy or something? And all the Nomu. Ooh, this Shigaraki calling out to the Nomu. Because they're a distance away from him. But all the Nomu look in the direction of Shigaraki. And it's a massive wave of energy that's pushing back both Lemillion, Compress. Pretty much everyone is knocking away. It's knocking away everyone. He truly found himself some truly decent allies. Heart is power, and the more fiercely he embraces that source in his heart, the more my consciousness takes hold in our little symbiotic relationship. Yo, this is All For One. This is All For One that's taken over Shigaraki right now. Because there's black cracks all over his body. And now... Yep, this is All For One now. Because Shigaraki's face, I don't know if this is an artistic choice, but it shows nothing here. Like where the hand is on his face, there's no facial features. Shigaraki's face looks like All For One's face. The more my consciousness takes hold in our little symbiotic relationship, let that hatred die, Tomura. And then all the Nomu start bearing down on where Shigaraki is. The Nomu are on the move! These radio waves can be used as signals to give the Nomu very specific commands. It's not something Tomura can necessarily achieve, given that he's still incubating. So this is pretty much full on All For One taking over Shigaraki's body completely right now, using his radio waves in ways that Shigaraki has not been able to. And it shows all the Nomu launching towards him. Whoa! Hang on, Shigaraki. What about Compress and Makia? Toga's out there too. Enough, Iguchi. Tomura has lost. To One For All and Endeavor. This is pretty much All For One taking over Shigaraki's body completely now. And all of the Nomu grab pretty much everyone else. They grab Shigaraki, they grab Spinner. I don't know if they grab Compress though. It's only right that he pays for that loss. All for my sake. And they grab Dabi as well. All the Nomu are just booking it and trying to run away. Dabi's with them too! And it shows Ida trying to run after him. Nejire tries to use her quirk on them. Bakugo is pretty much unconscious. Lemillion is running. Todoroki is trying to get up. Endeavor is literally... I don't even understand how this man's still conscious right now. He's constantly bleeding everywhere. You would think he would have lost consciousness. Don't let him get away! And right there... Oh my... Ooh, Midoriya! Izuku Midoriya! Comes out of nowhere with Black Whip and is already caught up with the Nomu. Oh, worthless Izuku Midoriya. When this body is perfected, we shall meet again. You shut your mouth, All For One! Yes, we shall meet again. And All For One, using Shigaraki's body, knocks back Midoriya with a massive shockwave, but the force of it starts to cause Shigaraki's hand to bleed from that point. Shigaraki! You killed so many of us and hurt countless others. That is unforgivable. It's unforgivable! And yet, back there, when you got swallowed up by All For One, Wait! Mark my words! I will! At that moment, the look on your face. You looked like you needed saving. Yo. Wow. So, the fighting is over. The big battle that between Shigaraki and all the heroes is over now. As the Nomu carry away Shigaraki, Spinner, and Dabi, and pretty much everyone else that they grabbed into the distance. As it shows Endeavor, it shows... Actually, you know what? That's not... They didn't get Dabi. Because Dabi got pulled. I think Dabi got grabbed by Best Jeanus's... Wait, who is that? Who is that? Is that Dabi? Did they grab Dabi? They grabbed Dabi. Did they grab Dabi or not? I can't tell. There's a person in all black, but they have whitish hair. That might be Dabi. They might have grabbed Toya. Best Jeanus might have grabbed Toya. But Bakugo is unconscious. Endeavor is operating on some sort of willpower right now. And all the rest of the heroes, like Burnin and everyone else who was fighting the Nomu before, they're now able to catch up to the rest of everyone else. But that's the end of the chapter, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 9 out of 10 chapter, just like the recent chapter of One Piece I just did not too long ago. The big battle in the city is over. And Shigaraki got away. But Midoriya says all the stuff that Shigaraki's done is unforgivable. But back then, when you got swallowed up by All For One, thinking back to when All For One was trying to take over Tomura, when the previous users of One For All were making sure that All For One couldn't have any influence in there. The face that Midoriya saw Shigaraki have when he was being taken over by All For One back then was a face that Midoriya said that made Shigaraki look like he needed saving. So is there a potential redemption arc for Shigaraki somewhere down the line? Possibly? I don't know. But this was an amazing chapter. But at the same time, looking at this final chapter, next chapter hits January 3rd. So both One Piece and My Hero Academia go on break next week. And we don't get a new chapter until the new year. But looking at this panel where Midoriya says, you look like you needed saving. This whole city is just destroyed beyond belief. Hold on, let me unmark this window so I can see who popped in here. It's me, I'm Sir. You change your name a lot. Or is that someone else? But, Daniel! Yo, Daniel, what's going on, man? Shigaraki is just downright horrible. Yes, he is. Deku and Shigaraki versus All For One. Calling it now. It remains to be seen. Sorry, I did see both I'm Sir. Well, his name is now CXMP Memes, and then Kitty Bree. Always good to see you here, Kitty. Daniel, I did not notice you pop in here before. Sorry, I had the page at full screen. So, because I don't want to get spoiled in chat, just in case, because I do have the occasional person who does that sometimes, or tries to. But, what a chapter. Shigaraki won't be forgiven for his actions, though. No, he won't be forgiven. It'll probably be along the lines of Sasuke's level of trying to redeem himself. Because Sasuke did a lot of things before the end of the original Naruto series. And then he started going off by himself in order to protect the village and atone for all the pain that he caused when he left the village for Orochimaru many years ago. But it's going to be... Yeah, Shigaraki won't be forgiven for his actions, though. But, with the way Midoriya said this, could there be actual potential redemption moment for Tomura Shigaraki? could the very thing that All for One has groomed from a kid up until now to be the very next symbol of evil, could that be upended with the help of Midoriya? And then the whole ideal of All for One himself disappears. I don't think they're going to give him a chance to redeem himself. Hey, I wouldn't blame him. Honestly, Shigaraki has killed countless people. So it could be a moment where either they imprison him for eternity in Tartarus, or he dies. Either one of the two. Because there's absolutely no way Shigaraki is just going to be left to his own devices on his own. Least of all with the All for One quirk in his body. But, great chapter. I enjoyed it. How long was this? Because I don't want to go too long because I'm supposed to be taking part in a photo shoot with my family and I got to get changed and everything. I got clothes there and I need to switch into once I'm done with this. It didn't last as long as my One Piece stream did. My Hero Academia reactions never do. But overall, I enjoyed this chapter, but the fighting is over. People are going to take a long time to recover after this. People have suffered more damage than they ever have in the entirety of this entire series. Endeavor has suffered more damage than he did when he was fighting Hyen, and that fight with Hyen ended with him being in a hospital and getting a massive scar cut on his face. Every person has suffered some injury that goes beyond whatever they suffered from the villains or any other problem they ever had before. So, there's going to be a long recovery time. I highly doubt we're going to see a lot of action in the next couple of chapters because everyone is hurting. Midoriya is broken. Bakugo is down. Best Jeanist. Every single person was pretty much hurt. Aizawa is pretty much missing a leg right now. There's a lot of injuries to account for and a lot of heroes to mourn. A lot of civilians to mourn. Am I going to stream chapter 1000 at the same time? You better believe I'm going to stream chapter 1000. I might even come up with a brand new thumbnail just for it. To symbolize that we've reached 1000 chapters in One Piece. But, am I going to stream chapter 1000 at the same time? I know for a fact that if I get out at a decent time, the earliest I can have a stream going is possibly 11:15. I've heard the mangaka wants to end the manga, but I don't know how true that is. He wants to end the okay, so the creator of My Hero Academia wants to end the manga. That's fine. That's perfectly all right. End it on a good note. You don't have to prolong a story any longer than it needs to. Because I mean, just make sure you get to the final battle, tie up any important loose ends, and then just bring it on home. I know people don't like the fact that Bleach ended the way it did because it felt like it was rushed, but you just gotta know when to end things when it is time to end them. Don't prolong them any longer than you need to, because otherwise may not end with people's minds the way you are hoping it would. So if Horikoshi wants to end My Hero Academia, and he's more than welcome to, just as long as he just continues to bring the story as he always have. This is a 9 out of 10 chapter, and we need a time skip. Well, if that's the case, then he may not be able to end it as soon as he expects. But we'll just have to see how things go in the new year, because there's going to be new chapters, there's going to be new storylines and whatever. Who knows? Shigaraki is probably not going to appear for quite some time, because All for One says he's still incubating. But with Daruma no longer working with All for One now, because the heroes have him in custody, it's going to be difficult for Shigaraki to find a way to get a scientific opinion on him to fully reach his completion, because he was only at 75%, and this last panel just shows you just how much devastation he caused. I mean, you can see the city destroyed. Multiple buildings toppled over and crashed and crushed into the ground. And in the distance, you just see nothing but barren wasteland. Nothing but barren wasteland. And then in the back of that panel, you see mountains. That's all the destruction that Shigaraki caused at 75% completion in his operation. So can you imagine how much more devastating he would have been if he would reached 100%. The entire city would be gone. There wouldn't be anything left. But now we have some other things with Midoriya. Another quirk he's going to have to work on controlling. Danger Sense. Because that is the fourth One For All users quirk. And that's actually, so not only does Midoriya get beyond superhuman strength, what happened to Makia? The Nomu weren't able to carry him, so Makia is pretty much left there. Toga's off somewhere in the city somewhere, so because she skipped out as soon as Makia started to bear down on the city, so Toga's out on her own right now, and Makia is still being held down by some bands by Best Jeanist. Whereas Toya, Spinner, Shigaraki are all being taken away by the Nomu, and All For One is currently controlling Shigaraki's body right now. But that's what's going on with them. Don't know what's going on with Mr. Compress, but given the way he lacerated himself and pretty much put himself in a fatal state with his compression quirk on himself, he's probably not going to live to see tomorrow. Because he's pretty much compressed multiple organs in his body in order to free himself from Best Jeanist's binds in the last chapter. So Mr. Compress probably doesn't have long. A lot of people got hurt. Gran Torino, Aizawa, Ryukyu. There's just a lot. There's going to be a lot of recovery when everyone gets back. This is probably the biggest fight any one of them has ever had to face since All For One showed up against All Might. So there's going to be a lot of recovery in this upcoming chapters. I'm just going to go ahead and put my predictions up for the next chapter as well. There's going to be a lot of recovery because everyone is hurt. But I don't want to keep this going any longer than I already have. I need to go ahead and get my clothes ready so I can take this photo. And then the quirk from the fourth user has something to do with an element or animals. Calling it now. But, so an element or animal of danger sense? Possibly. I mean, let me just go back to what I was saying about Midoriya. Not only does Midoriya get Hulk-like superhuman strength, speed, and pretty much everything that comes with that, but he also gets black whips that he can manipulate. Recovery Girl's gonna need a lot of water. But Midoriya not only has superhuman strength and speed, but he also has black whips, which can allow him to grip multiple things or grab multiple people. Not only that, but he has the ability to float in the air. And now, another quirk he's going to have access to is the ability to sense danger. This man is becoming Superman / Hulk / Spider-Man. And he still has even more quirks buried in him, but now his danger sense is starting to awaken because it just causes multiple headaches in him, and it's already taken a toll on him because he doesn't have control over it. So Midoriya already has unlocked another quirk for himself, Danger Sense, which with him being the story of how he becomes the world's #1 superhero, it is gonna come in handy. But only time will tell what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the last chapter of My Hero Academia for this year. Just like One Piece 999 is the last 3-digit chapter, but also the final chapter of One Piece for this entire year. So, I look forward to reacting to the next few chapters with you guys next year. I will be doing my reflections for One Piece, as I normally do on the last day of this year, because we only got this week and hold on, how much of the week do we have? We only got this week and the next week. The last day of the year is going to be on a Thursday, which works perfectly for me because I'm off on Thursday. But I look forward to going through the reflections of One Piece, but I also look forward to the new chapters that we get in the new year of 2021. So before I go, I just want to tell everyone, thank you for taking the time to watch my channel. You guys don't know how much I enjoy doing this. I said this in my One Piece stream, and I'm going to say this here. You guys don't know how much I enjoy doing this. I'm working hard to make this my full-time job because it's best to do what you're good at for the rest of your life so you never have to worry about doing something you can't stand. Trust me, if you're good at something, pursue it with all your heart. And know that I love to do this every single time I get in front of this camera, I turn on this mic, I edit all my videos. I look forward to every single hour I spend with it. So thank you for taking the time out to watch this channel after all these years, whether you're new here or whether you've been here for a minute. I just want to say thank you for supporting this channel. You guys mean the absolute world to me, and I haven't even met any of you in real life, except for Daniel. But thank you. That's all I got for you guys. So with that being said, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later peoples. I love this so much.